What's up, everybody? It's Friday night. I know some of you were probably thinking, wait a minute, this is the second video. And you're right. Tonight, guys, I have a very, very special guest, plural. We'll just bring them on. Boom.
Well,
I have Leslie and Ron. What's up, guys?
Hey.
And just the usual, who are you?
People. No.
Fit in well here.
I'm Leslie. This is Ron, and we're from RRLC Paranormal in Brantford, Ontario.
Nice.
Canada.
And what
Canada.
from Canada? And more, if you guys couldn't tell from the background, this is actually, I believe it's your logo, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Our
Okay.
oldest son designed it for us.
So, what does RRLC stand for?
Ron, Riley, Leslie, Connor. All the names of our family, because we are a family-based team. Our 2 children are involved with us.
Told you guys this was going to be a family-friendly show.
Well,
But that is awesome. And I see there are 4 people already. Christy, hello. How are you doing tonight? And guys, if you're first-time watchers, please say hello. I like to make these very interactive, a lot of fun. I want to know who's all watching. The only creepy one here should be me. So how are you guys doing tonight?
we're doing fantastic. Our youngest member is there cleaning the guinea pig cage. Wave hi, Connor.
Good job. Good job, Connor. Good job.
He's the youngest at 16, and then the oldest at 19.
Nice. Oh, Jason's on. What's up, Jay? How you doing tonight, buddy? So busy. Nadia's on. Hello, Nadia.
Hey,
How are-
Nadia.
So I already know what you guys did today, but you want to share what you guys had done today?
We got our vaccines today.
Congrats.
One step
Great
forward.
Junk.
I had to wake him up from a nap, of course, to come and join. But
Well, I don't know about your guys, but mine tasted terrible. I don't know. Did yours taste bad? It was the oral spray, right? I'm joking. So before we begin, guys, and we get into more in depth on who you guys are, I just want to give everyone watching a shout out because, as most of you know, Doug and I did a video earlier this week on. Speaking of the devil, there he is. On mental health and depression and everything like that. We have 300 right now. I'm looking at it right now. We have 379 people that have reached and seen that video. That's amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for sharing it. There's 12 shares. Why aren't the rest of you sharing? But no, I'm joking. Thank you guys so much. The other thing is I forgot to announce this last week, but on my page, there's 233 people following me. I'm so happy about that. Thank you guys so much. I really
just made a bunch of accounts and started following you.
We don't talk about that. There was no money transacted, I swear. But let's see. Scott's here.
hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott. Where's my cupcakes? Doug's here. Doug, hello.
Hey, Doug.
So, speaking of Doug, I'm just going to get this is like summer camp. We'll get announcements out of the way. So, just so you guys know, I have some big things in the works. So, this week, obviously, I have this literal family from RRLC. Next week, Doug is coming back on for part 2 of our little discussion. So, I have no idea what's going to happen, but we'll see. The following week, I have an individual named Dave Gibb coming on. I am so excited for that.
Awesome person.
So you guys, we'll figure out more about Dave at a later time. Him and I are going to talk a little bit more, get things set in stone, but it looks like that's going to be in 2 weeks. So I'm really excited for that. And then I have another gentleman who not only is going to be on my show, but he's invited me to join his podcast as well. We still haven't gotten all the logistics worked out quite yet, so that's coming down. So a lot of things coming up, guys. I am so excited for it. I hope you guys are too. And what's really cool is each and every one of you is going to be a part of this adventure of mine. So be ready. Anyway, back to you two.
Those are fantastic announcements. I'm so excited for you. Things are just seems to be rolling for you.
They really are. And actually, I'll give you guys some props. And along with the rest of my Canadian family, ever since I was invited, for those of you who don't know, I was invited to a Canadian Paranormal Facebook page. And ever since, my numbers have just gone through the roof. So thank you guys.
Stick together.
Thank you guys.
Everyone together and work together. So yeah.
And Scott still hasn't sent my cupcakes.
Ah!
Hopefully Scott makes some cupcakes for your adventure.
Make them for everyone.
Yeah.
There you go.
Everyone.
So if everybody could just start flooding the comment section with cupcakes for me. Just type cupcakes. Put some pictures up. And Jason, I really hope so because I'm hungry. I really need some. But yeah, guys, welcome. I see you've got a couple of literal investigators, I would assume, walking around behind you.
Yeah, so the tall one that keeps walking by, he's going off to work. That's our oldest, Riley. And then one that was cleaning the cage, Connor. So those are, our two children who investigate side by side with us. And they've been doing it since the day we started RRLC. So they were kids, really. Well, Connor still is.
Riley does a lot of the camera work.
He's our videographer for RRLC. He does a great job with camera. He gets it. I don't understand a damn thing. Everything's a jigger and a thingamabobber. There is no right turns.
You know the machine that goes beep?
Yeah, the one that goes when you do it like that, like that's right. He knows what I mean. That's all that matters. And then
Scott, that sounds familiar.
And then Connor is wonderful. He does all the baselines in the house for us. He draws a little a map out of the location that we're at, and then he goes through and he does all the baselines with the Mel meter, right?
Yep.
The Mel meter. It's been a while, right? The Mel meter, and he'll do a sweep right through, and he knows to go up the walls, check to see light switches, fans, check everything. He knows what to look for, and then he writes down all the reads so that we know if there's any hot spots of anything of what's going on. Like if you come across a fish tank, that's going to throw it off, right? So, and he does that for us, which is huge help while we're doing other things.
Now, did he teach himself that, or is that something you guys taught him?
You forgot one part, sending me down dark holes.
Hey, that's the fun part. That is a lot of fun. You will get great experiences down those dark holes.
No, we did train them on everything, except kind of the big videographer with Riley. He just kind of knew. We threw a camera at him and said, point.
He does cars too. So.
Yeah, and he got better. At first, when with the videos, they would be kind of shaky and they'd be like this.
I made him camera
He would be like this. And you would go back and review, and you get nauseous because he's moving around like this every which way, and it was really hard to watch these videos for review. Poor kid, but he learned.
It's funny you should say that because I don't know how many of my videos you've gone back to watch, but some of my earlier videos, and Scott busted me on this every time, would be in my car or my vehicle, whatever I was in. And that's how I recorded. So I'd hit a bump and you just see. So tonight we'll be talking about.
Yeah.
It was, and oh my gosh, it was terrible.
Yeah, he got better over time, thank God, because going through all of the review evidence was awful with him because we always review it twice. Ron reviews it, I review it, and then whatever I think Ron goes over a second time, like a third time just to make sure, right? Mm-hmm. But going through it was just nauseous. Oh. And then, we started giving more responsibilities to as well to Connor. So when he got a little bit older, it was okay, now you're going to do this and now you're going to do this. And during investigations, if the Mel meter spikes while we're standing and we're, trying to, invite someone, a spirit to come talk to us, if it spikes up, he announces it. He will be okay. This is what it is. And that's what we've told him to do.
The temperature.
And the temperature, if there's a drop or a flux, but if it spikes up, say to a 2.0 and there's nothing in the room, it was baselined at 0. He lets us know so that we know, okay, something's going on right now.
Throwing a red flag.
Nice
absolutely.
Investigating. It's really handy to have that.
That is really cool. You should know, you guys should know me by now. I had a tangent. But Ron, you're the tech guy. You guys are talking about these videos. Can you imagine watching these videos in VR?
Oh my god. Oh, that would be no.
Noise canceling headphones, VR headset.
You'd be on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh,
You'd be on the floor with the first investigations. You'd hit the floor.
Could be a Steve.
Oh, it would not be. It would not be
Do
good.
Twitch.
I can already tell eventually. This is probably going to come sooner than what we think, but I can already see, or first see, I should say, drones with VR, and that's what teams are using to go investigate some of these locations. So instead of the humans actually going out, you can just do it right from your backyard.
That would
That's no.
That would take
I was
so much.
It's
Well,
those
I was
first
joking.
experiences.
I was joking with my wife, Mackenzie. I said, "How funny is it going to be? Have you guys seen the movie Wall-E?
Yes.
That's going to be our future. I can already foresee it.
Tongue.
Oh,
We're all gonna be fat and lazy.
No.
too late.
We're gonna have
I'm not-
chairs to move with us on
Connor, did you leave the
investigations.
door open?
There's an EMF.
Yeah. They just pop equipment out of the chair for us.
Right.
Oh, good God, you too.
So maybe a trip to Canada might be in my future, or if you guys want to take a trip
there's a
down.
spot where we want to go up there, so that might be a.
Yeah, because you said
we
you
might
were
because
like-
I wanted to go to Gettysburg
Yeah.
before with a team, but
Oh.
all this happened and we're gonna plan it. We actually were gonna.
You
plan
guys
to go
have
down
more
there.
up there than around here. If you came here, there's a few places out of town, like it would be out of
Yeah.
town, but there is a few locations here in not Brantford. I'm sorry, in general vicinity Niagara area. Lordy, I'm having a hard time. Bye, love you.
Have a good night at work.
Thank you if you didn't hear him.
I heard.
Oh, they're gonna bark. There's my alarm system going off as he's leaving.
I tell everybody, well, all my customers, I was like, when I deliver food to them, I say the dogs are better than doorbells. They never run out of battery.
No.
But Scott says, make sure you film somebody watching the evidence in VR. So I want to talk about, obviously, your guys' bucket list. It's something that if you've seen any of my videos, anybody watching, it's something I'd like to touch base on. But I want to first ask, because a lot of people are like, no, don't do it. But I want to ask you guys, what led you to bring the family onto the team, like to run your team around just your family?
Well, for the reason why we started the team, really, it was because of our family. Our house was let's say, invested. I think that's the best way to put it. It was invested. There was a lot of activity in our house, a lot of spirits, and we didn't know what to do, right? So we did reach out for some help and got some help in that. And then we decided to start investigating ourselves and trying to figure out what was here.
Let's roll back for a second. All right, we had a lot of crap going on, and it was really unexplained, like stuff shaking and balls being thrown, and
At my head. And, yeah.
she'd go downstairs, and all I hear is this whack.
the dent is still in the wall.
And there was a
from the
rubber
wall.
ball, which the dog's big
It
hard
was like
rubber
it's
ball.
like a
Yeah.
Kong, like the dent.
Oh yeah, like the
Flying
tire,
down-
the thick rubber.
Yeah.
It went flying down the stairs as I was coming around from doing laundry, and I watched it boom hit the wall, and the dent
Yeah.
is still in the there's a dent in the wall.
I thought she fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
So
Was that loud?
That was a few years before. There's always been activity in
Yeah.
our house, so that was a few years
Always
ago.
different ranges at
It would
different
ramp
times.
up and down like a yo-yo, and we just never thought anything of it.
Bunk bed shaking.
Shaking, and they were solid wood bunk beds. I think the best for me.
The toilet paper on rolling while I'm in the bathtub and me not having a camera. I'm like sitting in the bathtub and I'm watching the whole thing, but it wasn't like a fast process. This thing just went like somebody was doing this, and it was just rolling and rolling and rolling, and it emptied the whole roll, and I couldn't move, and I didn't want to move to disturb it, and I watched the whole roll go on the floor, and I just sat there and like, wow, I don't have a camera.
And for me, the last straw was, if you remember the character bubble baths, they have the heads on it. It was a Curious George, and the head came off, it unscrewed, like it tipped over, it unscrewed, and it put bubble bath all on the floor while I was in the bathtub. That was my last straw. I sat up in the tub. I started screaming, if you want something, you need to tell me because this is crap. I'm the one that has to clean this up. I just lost it. I'm like, you need to tell me what you want or get the hell out. I just completely lost it. And then it went quiet. It went quiet after that for what? 2 years. Almost 2 years it went quiet.
Yeah.
It was only minor little things is all you would hear. Nothing disturbing like before.
Yeah.
And then all hell broke loose. Just broke loose. Just one day it was like we got up and it was just the house flipped.
The worst room was the room we're actually sitting in.
Yeah.
The dining room. It felt so heavy.
Pressure on your chest when you were in it.
Yeah.
I
felt a hell of a lot better when I was actually away from our house.
We were all at each other's throats.
Yeah.
We were not getting along. The children's personality completely changed. So we did reach out to a paranormal team, and they did help us through a little bit and made it a little more bearable. And then then we had enough that the violence just, it was so bad. It was, there's no words for it. Like, it was depressing.
Now you said violence. Is it violence towards you guys, or like you guys were violent towards each other?
It was towards each other. Like we were getting angry, and
Just
like
the hostility.
The voices were telling Riley that they were mostly communicating with Riley, and that's who they were drawn to, is him. And that's our oldest. And they were telling him that we were going to kill him. He should kill us. He should run away from home. And all of a sudden we go out to the kitchen, and here he is packing a bag and trying to get away because he's terrified. His eyes are glazed over, and he's not him. He wasn't him at this point. He was just a young teenager at that time, very young. And so we just swept him out of the house. We just got him out of the house in the car, and all of a sudden in the car, and he was rallying again.
We did think maybe he was schizophrenic.
We thought, so in the beginning, we actually did think he was schizophrenic. I was Googling schizophrenia, mental health, like you name it. I was Googling it because you don't know. Yes, I did believe my child was hearing voices, but where was he hearing them from?
Through his gaming headset.
And that's what he kept telling.
It was always just through that. It was always like
no,
a headphone.
Not always. No, sometimes they would speak directly to him, but in the beginning, they did it through the gaming to gain his trust. That's what, looking back now, that's how I see that.
Did you guys ever figure out what exactly? I'm assuming everything's okay now, but
yes, no, we didn't. So after we had the paranormal team kind of come through, we started investigating it ourselves a little bit. We did a few investigations, recorders. What
was that before or after my bed incident?
Thank
and
you.
Not that kind of bed incident.
Yes, I forgot. I'm sorry.
You missed that one. I was like, that bed incident.
The bed incident.
I'm like, not that kind of bed incident.
The bed incident. Okay,
I'm sorry, I had food thrown at me.
Actually, you need to tell better than
I'll
me.
tell it. So we're all in bed. And so I'll start off first. Ron and I love each other. We are married, but we have separate bedrooms. He snores
She told
really
you
bad.
I snore, right?
So
She did.
we
just
do
for
love
clarity,
each other,
folks, she did. She
but
told
we
me.
haven't had the same bedrooms in many years because I can't sleep in the same room as him. I will murder him. I actually plotted it for a while.
Myself,
so he was in his room. I was in my room, and the kids shared a room. And I started hearing a clawing at the door, thinking it was, the dog. It's not the dog. Our other dog is crated outside, out in the dining room, the room we're in now. And the one dog slept with me, but she's always on the bed. I checked, she was on the bed.
I had the same thing happening to me at that time.
So then it's like, okay, so then the door starts shaking again and starts shaking more violently. I'm like, okay, well, this is really weird. Then all of a sudden, Ron comes running into my room all in a panic. He's white as a ghost. He's in sheer terror. And he's like, oh my God, something just pinned me to the bed and I couldn't get up. I'm like, what? He's like, something pinned me to the bed.
I was watching TV. I wasn't sleeping. So it's not like I was.
It wasn't late.
Yeah.
We just kind of all went to bed. So it wasn't late at night. And so he's like, you need to come down the hallway. It's really cold. And I'm like, well, it's cold. It's an older house. It's drafty. Like, it's cold. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to come. So I went down. I made it only partway down the hallway. Actually, right behind me, you'll see this doorway. Right on that doorway, there's the bathroom. I made it just as far as there. And I was covered in goosebumps. It was freezing like it was 5 below zero.
Yeah.
And then you guys
It's nothing. I've still never felt something that cold before. I went running back to the room. I ended up pulling in the children in my room because they were being like, the doors were banging on their end. The children were in my bed. Now I only had, I had my queen bed at that time. I still had my queen bed. I had them in bed with me, and Ron actually slept on my floor. We were that scared. He slept on the floor. He would not go back to that bedroom. He wanted nothing to do. And then the night after that is the day after that is when Riley had that I'm running away from home incident. That's when it peaked.
Well, it seems like I don't know if you guys can see chat. I don't know if you can.
Oh, I don't know how.
see the
Can I
comments.
open it?
There should be, if you're on a computer, the right side should say comments.
Okay. Oh, I can see them.
So Scott has a theory that what it might sound like. That does sound something like a demonic oppression.
I have heard that before. I don't use the D word often. It's one word I actually don't use very often, but it very much.
So that could be. And the other one, Doug.
Yeah, I've heard that before too as well. Oh yeah, no, I did research on that. So, but we ended up. Riley spent the night at a friend's house. And brought home a spirit with him, which we figured it was his guide from a medium, basically helped confirm that. It was a man in a bowler hat. And he saw him at his friend's house and he followed him home. And when we had a medium here, she's like, there's somebody here. And we're like, okay. And Riley already told us about this guy with the bowler hat. And she's like, yeah, it's a guy with a bowler hat. And we're like, what? Okay, so he's not bullshitting around, first of all. I love my child, but come on. We know all how sometimes. I love him, trust him, but that confirmation was nice. And then we confirmed his name to be Mr. Edwards. Well, Mr. Edwards was basically his spirit guide. And I started reading after that. I just started reading on how to cleanse the house because there's no way we could live in that anymore. So I read till my eyes bled. I just didn't stop. Because I wasn't sleeping because of all the torment in the house. I couldn't sleep. I was up all night. So I just read and read and read. So between myself and Mr. Edwards, and then even Ron, we learned like techniques on how to all band our energy together and get rid of it. And one by one, with Mr. Edwards and myself being the most too powerful, kicked him out one by one until we were down to 2. Mr. Edwards and a little boy named Jacob.
Aww.
And he was a little boy. I know how they can come forth to the way they want you to see them. Yep. But he was a little boy who couldn't cross over. He was waiting for his mom was waiting for him, and he couldn't cross over. He did cross over, which is fantastic. That's good. He did. But he attached to me. I was his mom. I stepped into that mom role, and he really did attach to me, and he would do some fun things around the house. Whenever I was feeling bad, he would move things to make me smile. Loved it. But basically that was a long story on how we got started it. So we basically, with all of that and learning how to cleanse it, teaching the children how to protect themselves, I learned how to protect everybody all in one kind of bubble, stones and everything. And we just went, okay, what we just went through is not
children can't protect themselves.
They can too. With what we went through, we didn't want any other family to go through. We didn't want that. And so we vowed we were going to, help people. That's it. That we weren't just going to sit back and watch. And that's when RRLC was born.
Yep.
Nice.
That was it. It was because of that experience. And the children were still young. We got a lot of flack from the children being son, because a lot of people do not believe that a 14-year-old should be investigating or an 11-year-old should not be investigating. Well, if they are well protected, and I don't bring them to any crazy negative places. Not that we didn't scope out places first without them to make sure it was safe. Yeah. There was limitations.
They're old enough now. It's fair
Oh,
game.
now it's fair game. But I taught them how to protect themselves with stones. And then I learned a great technique with a bubble that I can pull anybody I want. I could pull you in, Matt. If I wanted to pull you in my bubble, I could pull you into my bubble and keep you safe, even though you're way over there.
It's a pretty big bubble. I got a bubble of my own right here.
But it was a
that's
great
cool.
technique to learn. And that really helped because Wally's at school, because the oldest likes to still attract. We have some newbies in the house that will get really upset because I'm talking about other spirits. So my door will bang tonight out of jealousy. Yeah, he still brings home spirits that I still have to clear out from time to time. Yay, kids! But
He's getting better at being closed off.
he is getting better. He's He's very, very open, and they can communicate with him. So they're like, oh, hey, you can hear us and see us. I'm coming home with you.
But just don't tell anybody that.
Yeah, I'll get in trouble for actually slipping that out because he doesn't like anybody to know. That's our oldest.
So if anybody's watching, you didn't hear that.
No, he's not like that.
4 minutes. No. So I have more questions, but I want to jump in here to some of our comments. Doug has a question. What's your opinion with the percentage of intelligent and residual hauntings in the areas you investigate? He apparently likes asking that.
Oh, we haven't actually come across too much residual. The only residual we've ever really seen is in our own house with our farmers. Honestly, I don't think we've come across any residual. So I would say pretty much like 0.1%. Like there's none.
I've never run into that.
No.
Not too often.
No, it's all
Not
fairly
like you
intelligent.
Not like you don't try to look to see.
Oh, St. Catherine's.
Which one? What's
The scary one.
Was that?
It could be partially. It absolutely could, because that land was tainted.
Well, yeah, I told
but
you.
it could be some residual. So it could be, you know what? It could be 5%. There's not it's more intelligent than anything, but we have residual on our land, and it's hilarious because you see farmers going downstairs. They go out the back in the basement. They go out the back door. You see them go out and they do their farming, and then they come back in. You see them all the time.
And for those of you playing the home game, you have no idea what we're talking about. So what we're talking about is intelligent spirits will be able to interact with you. They know you're there. They understand you're there. Well, maybe not understand why, but they know that you're there. They will interact with you or the environment, basically just like how we're interacting right now. Residual, think of it like a DVD. You can yell at the actors or actresses all you want. They don't know you're there. They don't know you're yelling at them, nor do they really care. They're going to continue doing what they're doing. Yeah. So that's layman's terms, the basic definition of the residual and intelligence.
I like Doug's next question too. Did the investigating your own house often stir up worth or stronger? I like that because it does. Absolutely. So when we had the at Paranormal Team, before we started doing it in here, for the initial interview, after they left, all hell broke loose.
Like not even
all
10
hell,
minutes after
not
they
even.
left.
Riley felt like he had like needles in his eyes.
Yeah, he couldn't.
He felt he was being attacked. And then after they left, it was a lot of banging and the shadow, the big block. There was this big black shadow that would block the doorway so that you couldn't go through. Really made itself more pronounced. It actually stood on the other side of my doorway. And you know it's there. I have my door closed, but you know it's there because you can see it seeping through. It was this weird, it's I don't know how to describe it, but it was there. But it absolutely ramped up. And that's what happens. And we tell clients that too as well, that when we come in, I like to cleanse right away. I always bring all my cleansing stuff with me.
Depends on what
it depends on the situation. But if I can, I like to cleanse before I leave or do a mini cleanse or something. I make my own cleansing sprays, and I will leave that with them when I leave because I tell them it's going to get worse. When I leave, it could kick up. I do. I leave a lot.
We leave everything.
And it's just gifts. I never charge these people for anything. I leave it because I want to leave it. I put crystals in it and all great essential oils, and I tell them it's going to get. If it gets worse when we leave, use this, spray it around the house. This is what you're going to say, or your own prayer. I explain how to do it so that when we leave, if all hell breaks out, they have something to cope with it. and not just left to their own demise to go, what the, I was going to swear. What the hell do we do? Right? Because that's terrifying as a client to be like, because you don't know what to do in that situation. Now I'm trained. So I'm like, now I'd be like, shut the hell up, but back then I didn't know what to do, even to set boundaries of saying, hey, this is my space and you're not allowed to be in it. It's as easy as that. And I teach my clients that as well before I leave.
To take ownership of
absolutely. I really like that comment because that happens so much.
Yep. And actually, when I was, I still take on clientele here and there, but when I was more actively taking clients through my paranormal teams, if I hear any type of like negative action, like attacks, scratches, whatever, I actually initially meet up with my clients somewhere else. And I tell them the reason why is because of that right there. If I go in there and I start asking questions and the spirits know, negative spirits understand that I'm coming and I'm coming to look for them, they will take that as a threat. Yep. And I don't want to hurt the client or anybody else. We'll just play dumb, so to speak.
Absolutely.
I'd like to know how many people actually keep the people in their house when you do the investigation.
Yeah, so any investigators on here, answer that question. Do you let the client stay while you're doing it? Like, even if they have children, do you let the children stay or do you request everyone to leave? I would love to know the answer to that.
Well, I will be the first to answer.
Okay.
Out in San Diego and here in PA, it depends. It depends on the situation. If the kids are directly involved, whether it's positive or negative, I usually ask for them to be there. Now, I keep them at a base. We have a mobile base set up, and I leave the kids there. If we're not getting anything, then we'll ask if the kids are comfortable, depending on the age, about coming in, just to get the evidence so we know what we're dealing with. If I feel it's that D word or even poltergeist, no, not at all. Because here's the thing. If it's poltergeist or that, it's going to come at you no matter what. As soon as you threaten its space, it's going to try to come after you. So, as far as the clients themselves, mainly I like to have the clients there. Number one, for security reasons, because if a cop shows up,
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? You don't live here. I'm looking for dead people.
Yeah.
Not a good excuse. And the other thing is actually for the reason you guys said, for ownership, for, explaining to the clients, listen, if you are laying in bed and you hear something, do two things. Number one, set a recorder down. Just your phone, an actual recorder. And if they don't have the money for one, I'll give them mine. And I'll just tell them, just turn the recorder on, say, I don't want to talk to you. Please talk into this, and set it down if that scares you. And then we'll come back. I said, and the other thing you need to say is, look, this is my house. I'm sorry it's not yours anymore. You have my sympathy, but this is my house. This is not yours. You are not welcome. So it just depends.
So we're basically the same lines. That's exactly, except we have the pleasure of having children on our team. So when there is children in the house, our children gravitate towards them and they work with the children that are scared, which is great because they understand what's going on because they've been through it. So they can talk to these kids and be like, hey, we get it. So it's able to keep those kids, calm and whatnot and reassure them too as well. So we do like, the children being there. And I find too, is if you remove everybody, sometimes you won't get that activity in the house because you're removing too much. This is their house. The spirits feel comfortable with them. So we use them in the investigation, not the children. We always try, unless the parents want them to be there to ask questions, then absolutely. It's all up to the clients of what they want. But if they're really young, that's a whole other ballpark. But otherwise, we're lucky to have, the kids ourselves to be able to sit with them. And then Connor's even sat and played with them,
I would assume that would definitely be a real help, especially if it's just a regular intelligent. It might make them feel more comfortable, and that you could get some good evidence.
Talk a lot more with other kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter. Adults, strangers. You don't talk to strangers.
Yep.
Yeah.
But a kid.
And sometimes they'll open up more to the kids than even their own parents because these kids understand what they're going through, and they'll tell them a little bit about their story of how they felt. So we do find it helps having children.
Paranormal investigation.
Well, you guys already have a couple of responses. This is Wasp. Scott says we leave it up to the family. However, if the kids are real young or very scared, we remove them. Absolutely. Yeah. If you guys are watching this, we'll have a little paranormal 101 for any future investigators or founders out there. Don't make your client uncomfortable, because as soon as you do, that's negative energy, and then you're just hurting yourself, the investigation. Or if it's a positive spirit, if the client is uncomfortable, the spirit won't come out because they won't be comfortable, because you're forcing you're being hostile.
Clients, don't make us uncomfortable.
Yep. Christy says, not that I investigate, but if you take its people from them, maybe they won't feel comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Yeah. People can be trigger objects too, and I hate saying it like that because people are not objects, but
yeah,
you're absolutely right, Christy. I've had more experience and more success with the clients there than I did without.
And having them ask questions to as well really helps, because sometimes they just respond to them so much better.
Yeah, don't be afraid to get your clients involved if they're comfortable. If they're comfortable doing it, and show them the basics. I used to give some of my clients recorders.
Like some of our electronics, our devices. I'll throw them a KT2 or a Mel and be like, "Here, come with us," and they enjoy that, having that, because it validates them too as well with having the tools and being involved, and that always helps them feel more comfortable.
And paratime, Doug. Totally depends on the situation, environment, emotion, story. Absolutely. And then he continues with my thought, though, depending on the info given, if the activity was self-made by the witness. So I see what he's saying. He's basically saying if he feels like it's kind of, I don't want to say fake, but if it's unrealistic, it just depends.
Yeah.
I agree. I've been there.
We've had a few doozies.
Yeah.
And then here comes Wasp again. Good old Scott with no cupcakes. Sometimes you can ask a family to leave, but have a friend come over so they know their stuff is safe. Yeah. But like I always at least keep, me personally, out of the 400 homes and businesses I've done, I've kept the families or even employees right there. Yeah. I always have them there. I, again, think of them kind of like, I don't want to say like another tool, but it's another card to play. If you're not getting any evidence, that's a pretty good way, especially the ones who are affected the most.
Yeah, we've never asked a client to leave, or if they feel comfortable leaving, we've always had them there.
Yeah, and if they're not comfortable, and if they're not comfortable, it's okay to even have them off site, like across the street or in the driveway.
And we have
I was at one that they gave me the keys and said, I'm staying at a hotel. Just tell me how it ends up. I said, you know what happened last night? You go, absolutely nothing. But you live in a fear cage, dude. You need to do something about your wiring.
Yep.
He's like, what? I'm
like,
you live in a multi-apartment house. There was 3 places wired all over the same area. I was like, you need to get your landlord to ground your house. You're going to go crazy, dude.
I'm an electrician, and that scares the hell out of me.
If I have a picture, I'd show you. You'd be absolutely amazed what this basement looked like. Like, I mean, there wasn't an area that there wasn't a wire going across somewhere. Like, it was like a grid.
I had one here in PA, and you guys will. This might actually no. This will probably upset you. I kept getting reports from this client that I want to say daughter was having issues, being scared at night, couldn't sleep, was sick all the time, and just all these different reports, scratches, everything. It wasn't
beside her head in bed.
Oh no, it's better than that. My first thought was, it's something either negative or something going after the kids. So I was, being a dad myself, I was pretty stirred up. And it wasn't until I got there and I looked in the daughter's room. She has an electrical panel right above her bed.
Oh.
The main house electrical panel right there, right above her headboard. And then the main power line came out and went around the side of the house and basically created a fear cage in that little girl's room.
Jeez.
I saw that and I pulled out, we had what's called an ELF meter. It's an EMF meter, but it just has 3 lights because we were simple. And that thing was red the entire time we were in her room.
Wow.
Oh, it upset me. I was like, well, first of all, get your daughter out of this room, because what she has is called EMF poisoning. That's why she's sick. That's why she can't sleep. That's why she's uncomfortable. I have a special guest over my shoulder. I see you.
Yes, remove fish tanks from your kids' bedrooms above their heads. Anywhere near and around their heads, take them away.
Uh-oh. Are you joining me now? Oh, hold on, guys. We're taking off the headset. We're being joined. My special guest. Everybody who's watching, here is Mackenzie. Can you guys all hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm just
Everybody on here that already knows you.
Yeah, well, there's also our Canadian family now.
Raven.
So, everybody who saw that I had a special guest, she made the mistake of telling me she was off work, so I was like, yes. What'd you find? No. So let's see. You all right? Christy says hi, by the way. She says hi to you.
Hi.
And Doug, you're not wrong. Hello, Matt's better half. Yeah. She's not wrong there. Natsu says hi too, amongst other things. Doug, EMS can be, yeah. You know, here's the thing: a lot of reports actually can be explained through just by EMF.
Yep. And that's why we have Connor go through and do the sweep of the house. Before we do anything, he goes through as we're unpacking stuff. The mail's the first thing to come out. Go sweep it. And that's what he does. Then we
and if
know.
there's something really wicked, he'd be like, Dad, you need to like come and check this out.
Yep.
Because like this does not make sense. So
Now, do you guys document? I assume you do. You document like all the hot spots prior to the investigation, and then after.
Yep.
Okay.
And we see if things have moved on or.
Oh, sorry. I just saw her with this big thing.
Off.
Sorry, Ron. What was that?
Yeah, we do. It just that we'll check at the night. We'll see where the levels are when we leave. In the certain spots where we were first the highest, and then we'll just see if anything's petered off during the night.
I just give it to Connor and say run around. Really.
I give him a
And he
piece of
logs
paper.
it,
I said log
and he
all
logs
this,
it. So
and then go tell me where all the receptacles are and the panels.
Go show me where the pretty lights show up.
Yeah.
He's a good helper that way.
That's really cool.
And in the beginning too, because he was so young, is what can we put him in charge of? Like that's really what it came down to. The poor bugger, right? Like he was so young.
Here's this $200 piece of plastic. Go run around with it.
Yeah, but
go run around in the dark with it.
Yeah.
But it was just too. Yeah, he was so young to put him in charge of too much. It was just too hard. So this was an easy job, and he felt useful. Like he felt helpful doing it. So it was absolutely perfect, and it just kind of stuck. And he still does it, and now more.
that is actually really cool. Sorry, my phone came unplugged. Scott says hi, by the way.
Oh, goodness, she's all melting.
No. No, hi, Scott.
See, Scott, even she's mad that you didn't send him cupcakes.
I think Scott should send me some cupcakes because I get the exchange rate from the American, the Canadian
You're
ones.
going to knock that off.
So that means I get like 2.5 cupcakes. That work out? Something like that?
I'll just be happy with one at this point. It's been almost a month.
Okay, I think our dogs need to pee. Okay, I have to go let the dogs out for a pee. I'm sorry.
By all
Maybe
means.
I get to sit in the comfy seat.
They're begging. So
I get to sit in the comfy seat.
Well, this technical question then, Ron, you can answer. How long do you guys keep clients' info, videos, recordings, records, all that good stuff?
I still have them.
Yeah,
Everything.
I don't know about you, but why do you guys keep them?
We keep them right beside us in the right in the file cabinet.
in a filing cabinet. You can't. You're
Wait, I was
awful.
gonna say, wait a minute. I thought she was the one that was bad with that.
Yeah, filing cabinet,
That's the thing with
terabyte.
Jig.
Yeah,
Terabytes that investigations are missing that aren't on them.
okay, what we did was we had a computer.
Oh.
Well, I have a laptop. It was an old Dell one.
Mm.
And I transferred a bunch of stuff off of there because it was just getting too full. But then all of a sudden, whole investigation, like what, 3 gone. Just gone.
Gone.
Not even in transfer, because when I transfer my stuff to my bigger computer or whatever, I always check to see if it made it when I do the transfer. So I checked and everything made it went, because I'll go and I'll play an
So we
EVP.
got the computer randomly.
Yeah. So I went and deleted all the stuff off of that computer because it all transferred over and it all missing. Well, at least they weren't client ones, so they were just like regular ones.
Now, before we started recording, you guys said that you guys had some evidence on your Facebook page still, right?
You're gonna ask me to do something. Yeah, we had some on our Facebook page.
No, I'm not going to ask you. I was just going to say to everybody watching, if you want to see some of their evidence, just go to their Facebook page and check that out.
I say I don't post a whole lot of stuff. We like word of mouth more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do update it. I think the last thing I updated was the shared your thing.
Well, I appreciate that.
And it was like months.
And
Well,
speaking,
during COVID,
speaking,
we really haven't been doing a whole lot. So it's like I don't like to share things that like aren't relevant of what we're doing.
yeah.
You know, like that's the way we are.
Speaking of
Wow,
what are you doing with those?
Not good.
You keep those away from me. But speaking of
Just a suggestion.
yeah, right? Diagonal cutters.
What have you done?
No, she'll hurt me for something that I'm about to do.
He gives me weapons and he really shouldn't.
But speaking of Facebook, if you guys are still watching, thank you. We've made it 47 minutes already, if you guys can believe it.
How long?
47 minutes is what
No,
we're
it does not
recording
feel like it, but then I can gab for hours. So, that's just me. Look at that one night, that first night we talked. We sat there and talked for how long?
at. Yeah.
We didn't even realize it.
On the Facebook, the one that's really Doug might like it because he likes the SB7, right? So the spirit box.
Yeah.
I have 2 of them on there. That was actually from our house. We never put it. It was from our house. So those 2 are actually from our house. And then
What did I do?
you didn't go to
No.
share thingy.
I don't know how to do that.
You're on.
I'm trying to pull this over here. Hold on. Not technically savvy. Hold on.
Well,
Okay. There we go. I did it.
Oh, you got it?
Well, we run 2 screens.
I have 2. We have 2 screens.
Why does everybody have 2 screens? I only have 1.
Oh, it's so much easier because now I can do something over here while you're over there. And
See, I just have a problem with 1 screen. So you give me an extra screen, forget it.
how do I get to? Okay. Let me see if I can get it to
You'll
load.
probably get a better computer. But anyway, James, hello. I see you. I saw your comment, James. I'm sorry.
Oh, James.
Hey, James, how you doing tonight?
He's late.
Yeah, only 45 minutes. He's fine. He was getting food.
So yeah, those
Well,
are
just
actually
must not
2
be
of them
James.
were from our house. One's from Lang Pioneer Village where Connor almost crapped himself.
Oh, I used him as a trigger object and I didn't ask permission.
At
I'm
old
just like,
schoolhouse.
touch Connor. Oh, it's so funny. Do it again. They banged and right behind his head and it scared the piss out of him. And it was so, and I was like, do it again.
You just have
All right,
to
folks, there's parenting goals
video.
right there. But if you guys are still watching, almost 50 minutes already, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please, please, please hit the share button. Share this with people. Let's get some RRLC some love. Give them some love.
Okay,
Click like, follow. We are on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter tonight. So if you guys are watching, please give a like, follow, all that good stuff. Because, like I said earlier, if you missed it, where were you? But there is going to be a lot more to come, and there are some really good ones. So let's see.
Yeah, much better
Now,
than we are.
I did pull it up if we want
Oh,
to
you
try
guys are fine.
if we want to try the screen share and see how that works.
Yeah, why not? Let's have some fun with this.
Okay,
Oh.
so how do I do this? Share screen.
Scares, yeah.
Oh, but is it going to share this screen though? And I have it over here.
Mm. It just I don't know, minimize.
Okay,
it.
so hold on. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. Sharing easiest
Yeah.
with 2 monitors.
There. I don't know.
Okay.
Scott, you use 2 screens. Oh yes, he says I use 2 screens as well. Scott, little help.
Hold on. Window, Chrome tab. Hold on. Entire screen. Oh, there we go. I want this. Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Screen 2.
Yeah.
Ah, here we go.
You see it?
Yep. Let's see if I
Okay.
can find it.
I'm going to
Boom.
press play.
Oh, it's over there.
You have to.
Oh, did I have it too far? Oh,
Yeah, you
apparently okay. This is Lang Pioneer Village in Peterborough.
Yeah, crank your volume.
Yeah, it's
Someone was smacking the chalkboards that night.
yeah.
Oh,
So that's what that was. So
that's really cool.
I cut
I
that
know.
one really short because I was like, I don't want to sit here no more.
yeah, he was all like really
No.
all how do I get back out of this?
Well, you see, what I really like too is his reaction. You can tell it was a genuine
Yeah.
reaction. Like it wasn't just him looking around. It was he heard something and he reacted very quickly.
Okay, then I have this one. Oh, hold on, which is the I shush.
Jeez.
I know. Oh,
You are not technically.
I'm not good. I should have just kept sharing and gone back. Okay, hold on.
See, this is why I don't need 2 screens.
I'm actually doing it and I'm very proud of myself.
I'm
My oldest would be like,
I'm very proud
insane.
of you, dear.
It was really low, Scott, but yes, there was audio.
okay, did it come up? There it is.
There.
Okay.
This was just slowed down.
Yeah.
Most of the thing I do, I don't really try to clean unless I'm trying to get something out of it. So
Yeah.
if I can, let's say when I'm cleaning a video or cleaning audio and there's still something left behind, then there's something there. But sometimes I can clean it and clean it and clean it, and it'll absolutely be nothing.
So this was in our house right before
Good man.
I cleansed it.
All right.
Did you hear it?
A little bit. It kind of sounds like a Furby to me.
At the end, it said
Yeah,
Jacob. If
Because
you
I
turn
slowed
your
it down.
if you turn up your speed, it's easier to hear.
My volume's all the way at 100.
Yeah.
There was that one.
Are you gonna play it again? Or you just,
Oh, no, I wasn't gonna play it again. I'm sorry. Oh, it's
Well, this is on your Facebook.
yeah.
Nah, I
Did you
heard
hear
the
the Jacob
Jacob.
at the
I heard
end?
the
Yeah.
Jacob.
Okay.
she's asking what is your name?
Stop playing. Why are you playing? Stop.
Uh-oh.
I know. I get
Wanted
mad.
evidence.
She's like,
Okay. This is the Hi Mommy. This one's a little harder to hear.
Yeah.
It's a
Very
little
faint.
fainter. Right in the middle, it says the Hi Mommy. And that's my
Very faint.
Jacob that was here that we got incredibly close to.
now when you're
That's
looking
cool.
and you're hearing the audio files from a SB7 or anything, just think of it as in between everything. You got to look.
Mhm.
You can't see what's on the surface, and you can't do the radio frequencies underneath. You got to find that frequency on your SB7 that's just in the middle.
Yeah.
That's where you'll find most of where all like what you're looking for. It's never going to be right in your face. Not all the time.
I don't like using it. It's too noisy. It's annoying. It's my last resort to pull out if we're trying to fish at something. That's it. I hate it.
I will use any
Noisy.
I will use any type of equipment because one, we're all doing it wrong. And until I can get something proven true or false
Mhm.
indefinitely, then I can't rule out anything.
Yeah.
You
But
really can't.
The Lang Pioneer Village was so cool though. Like that clip with Connor, and we have a few more clips too as well. We actually probably didn't even post them because as we're sitting and we sang God Save the Queen, because back in the day with this old schoolhouse, they would have sung God Save
Yep.
the Queen. And our son being a cadet, we know it off by heart. So we sung God Save the Queen. And then we all sat down for school. So one of the people that was one of the head curators, she actually stood up as the teacher and started doing a lesson. And she stopped. Nobody was moving. Everyone was sitting in desks. And all you could hear was footsteps going back and forth in front of the chalkboard.
And my geopod was going off.
It was the coolest thing because it was literally step, step, step. That's all you could hear walking back and forth the whole time. We sat there in awe. And it was hard to pick up on audio. You can only hear the odd ones. It was just really hard to pick up. I wish we had our Zoom recorder then. We would have picked it up better.
I had 2 geo boxes, and I had one that one that makes noise and one that doesn't. It just lights up really freaky. So that's the one I was using because I didn't want the tone to overlay any noise we were trying to hear.
Yeah. But just the slate behind Connor was just cool because as you saw in the video, his eyes was like he just kind of went and then looked at me. And I was like, Connor, did you move? And he's like, no. Can I come sit by you? And I'm like, no. Can you do that again behind Connor? Poor kid. He's still a kid at this point. He's like, Mom. And I'm like, yeah, well.
See, now there is a benefit to having a paranormal team that is literally family because you can do stuff like that.
Oh, I tell you,
backlash.
Tell them off. You have to do this or you're grounded. No, I would never. I would never force them to do something.
Get in that hole or you're not grounded.
Go in that dark hole we just heard the growls from.
Yeah.
Here's a camera.
I would never, ever force my kids, don't get us wrong here, joking, to
come
do
out when you get good evidence
that they would never want to do.
Normally, they're the ones that want to do something we don't want to do.
Yes. But yeah, I would never, as a parent, I could never force them.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm worse. I'll probably say, yeah, it's a good idea. Let's try it.
There might be some convincing.
Yeah.
Me.
No, it was not mean.
Yes, it was. It's very mean.
So you want the new Call of Duty game?
No, I would never, ever bribe them with video games. Jeez.
No, I'd bribe them with money.
No, you
I don't blame you. All right, guys, who wants a $20 raise on your life? Go in there and don't come out until you have good evidence.
Yeah, but that's a horrible part. You know, we don't make money, so we have to give our volunteers money.
Well, see, you wait till they get scared enough, they forget all about the money. You just get good evidence.
Oh, no, they won't forget about the money.
No.
Then they ask for more.
No.
Folks at home, do not bribe your kids for this, please. No,
we're only kidding, honestly. No backlash, please. Having fun.
I like backlash.
We got a lot of it in the beginning because we had children, but...
Depends on who it's from, Ron.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
We took it with a grain of salt when we got it with having the kids doing it. You know, it's our choice. We had a lot of supporters and we had a lot of backlash. And I just don't give a rat's ass if they wanted to do it and it was their choice. We never forced them to start doing it. They wanted to help people as well. Hey, I
mean, that's, believe it or not, it's actually a good skill. It's a very good skill. You know, investigating is a good skill.
They lived in the house though with it. So why not teach them how to protect themselves? They were surrounded in all of this negativity and stuff. Let's teach them how to cope with it and help others at the same time. Why not?
Speaking of parenting, Doug's calling it a night. He's going to go game with his son. He heard Call of Duty.
Yeah, we're cutting it short on us.
he called it. He heard about Call of Duty and now he's all about it. But anyway, Doug, you have yourself a great night, brother. We'll see you next week. So, but I do have a question for you guys. Now we've talked a lot about the scientific, and Ron, I know you and I could probably go on for hours and hours on all the electronics and all the goodies. But I want to dive a little more into the metaphysical for 2 reasons. One, I want to know what you guys feel. I know you guys said about, well, Leslie, you said about your gems, your herbs, stuff like that. But I don't know how much experience you guys have. I don't know what she's doing. But I actually,
my room. I do what I want.
You're right. I actually have a Wiccan right here. So that's something she specializes in, is a lot of that stuff. So, and also Tarot. Yes, and if anybody's interested or curious, this is a Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck.
That's awesome.
I do readings for people as well.
Nice.
I just kicked
They're free for right now until I get more people. But
I just got a reading from a.
You can show it.
Oh, Ron got these because he thought it was neat. Do I have the English side?
That was neat. I wanted to teach my guinea pigs how to read cards.
It was a steampunk one.
Oh my gosh, that's
They're
cool.
just a mini one.
So my whole idea was to get my guinea pigs to read tarot cards.
Oh, that'd be cool.
You don't want to know why, because I'm a very evil person. But
No, I'm trying to think of which
He's
cat
not
I can
teaching the
train.
goddamn guinea pigs how to do tarot cards. Embarrassing. Ugh. Is that quartz?
Probably not. Yeah, sorry. We're trying to figure out which cat would be the best to teach how to read tarot.
No.
see,
No.
I'm gonna let you because everybody walks off on my show. Now I'm going to. I got to use the bathroom real quick. So
I didn't walk off. I just went
He
around
went
it.
to go get the tarot cards.
no, you're fine. You're fine. But no, you talk about your stones.
My stones?
Talk about
I
your
use
stones.
stones.
Talk about your stones.
Flex rocks.
Yeah. Talk about your
I'll put
stones, your tarot, and your Wicca stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, guys, I'm turning the show over to her. So,
no, that's not.
hey, you wanted to experience. She's actually, believe it or not, I know I put myself as like the paranormal consultant, but she's actually the more metaphysical side. She's taken over that role of the consultant.
I'm just very antisocial and don't deal with people.
So I'm going to force her to deal with people.
But
Have
you're
fun.
like Ron. I'm the one that deals with the clients and stuff because Ron is very antisocial.
Hmm.
He
So-
does that.
But all right, I'll be right back. I got to use the restroom. So
Absolutely.
talk about your stone.
Shiny. If it's shiny, I buy it.
There you go. Talk about the shinies.
If it's shiny, I buy it. I quite the collection. But we do use stones on a regular basis to for protection. I use a lot of quartz. Wow. Having a great night tonight.
You're good.
Quartz, obsidian. What else do I use? A lot.
I use amethyst because that helps with my abilities.
Yeah, that absolutely. It opens right up. I don't have any, I don't carry any amethyst with me when we're doing investigations because sometimes it can open up too much for me. So I try to keep that to a minimum. But what's my black stone, my bracelet that got broke? I know I can't remember the
That
name
was
of it.
obsidian,
No, it
wasn't
was not obsidian. There's another black stone. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue, but it won't come out tonight.
So happy.
What's your favorite protection stone?
Out of all of them, just regular quartz.
Quartz.
They
And
call
then I
it
have
programming stone.
my specific stone, which is a smoky quartz.
Nice. It's a very pretty stone. I like the way that it goes through it, and then the properties to it. Now, do you program yours as well?
Yeah. Matt programmed mine the last time though and made it very, very black, and it made me very, very upset.
Oh, he's a bugger. That's not very nice at all.
So I had to cleanse it of his energy and then re-enter mine.
Yeah, you can't. No, I always generally handle all the stones with the
Apache
cleansing,
tears used
and
too.
I use a lot of Apache tears, because that's kind of helps. It wards off everyone else's energy so that I don't have to feel it, which I really like because when there's high energy, it really is a good calming stone, and it just brings everybody else down for me.
I have returned, and I was greeted in the bathroom by a cat.
Sniff the lavender. I'll give it back.
No, mine. If anybody has ever smelled fresh lavender, it kind of smells like cereal.
It's
It's
dried. I
tourmaline.
let it dry.
Tourmaline is the black stone I was trying to remember. See, it comes to me eventually. Black tourmaline is my favorite stone of defense for negative
It
energy.
smells like cinnamon toast
Obsidian is one of mine.
And it basically does the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just I'm drawn to the tourmaline, and I don't know why. So
And actually,
crunch. Literally dried. This smells like cinnamon toast crunch.
And apparently Scott uses kidney stones.
Ah,
Now, actually, I don't know if you guys can see this.
yeah,
That
Those
is
are
red
Scott's kidney
tiger's
stones?
eye.
yeah.
Yep.
Believe it or not, a lot of people use it for protection. I use it for calming. I think it does better calming than it does.
That's
protection.
where I use an Apache tier.
But so,
But we all do have. I bought little baggies, and Ron has a necklace actually, so it has a mixture of stones in it that he wears,
mhm.
and everything with even copper in it for grounding and that in his. And then I have baggies for all like the children and myself that I'll put together depending on what kind of location we're going to, what stones I'm bringing. So it's kind of always my bag of tricks. I lay them out and I go, okay, what do I feel I need? And then I start adding of whatever I think I need. And it's always generally, there's always black tourmaline or obsidian. The children, I generally use obsidian because I found definitely worked better with them with the obsidian. But I'll put anything from quartz, and depending on different kinds of rose quartz or whatever I'm feeling in the moment, and put it together. I like jet too as well. That kind of helps too as well for a spiritual attack. I like that with Riley because it can really come down hard on him. So his bag is generally more beefed up than anybody else's.
Well, I always like a lot of people that have asked me about stones and crystals, what to use. My first always go to is clear quartz.
Yep,
Find yourself. Oh yeah. I actually have a metaphysical bag. It's if you guys, I know you, Ron. Well, you guys will remember the old camera bags from like Canon camera bags. I have one of those, and I have all my metaphysical stuff in there.
Yeah, I keep it a lot of times in my purse, or the kids will like put it in their pocket. Like I just have these tiny little satchels that it goes through.
Oh, it's
and what?
Nothing.
What are you trying to find? Your necklace?
No, I was going to show him something else. I was going to show him what I carry in our bag. It's not stone though.
Oh, that is mine.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but now I'm intrigued. So go get it because I'm here.
No,
rose quartz.
Oh,
yeah, rose quartz
Yep.
is fantastic. It absolutely is good. Any form of quartz is fantastic because it can still be programmed and cleansed easy.
Yep.
So it is rose quartz is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I call it a multi-tool of stones.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
Let's see.
Then
Love and gentle energy. Yeah, absolutely. That's Christy right there.
Oh, it brings yeah.
But it also helps with caging as well. I found I do some crystal caging, and I find clear quartz is the best. I mean, that's just basically in my experiences, it's one of the best, I should say.
Yeah.
There was something. What was that one I used out in the cemetery? I don't remember. It wasn't obsidian. It was that magnetic one. I can't remember, but I had a little blackish gray
And
stone.
For some reason, everybody's going nuts over moldavite.
I don't think that was it.
No, but everybody's going nuts over it for some fucking reason since it's now a trend on TikTok.
I didn't see that. But hematite. Thank you,
Yeah.
Christy.
Oh,
Christy
yeah.
got it. Hematite. I had a couple things of hematite that I used out in a cemetery, and I caged an area that let's just say it wasn't nice, and it worked so well. And what I really like about the hematite is it actually recharges itself. If you like bury it in the ground, it'll recharge over and over and over
Oh,
and
that's
over.
nice.
You cage Buddy in a cage of hematite because he's pissed you off.
I've done that too.
Yeah.
Buddy is my spirit guide. He's a black wolf.
He's very stupid.
Yeah. She's not wrong. He's dumb. He's not a bright dog.
It's not human, it's human.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't speak English very well when he talks. He's actually been caught on audio and video out in cemeteries. Like you can see his shadow walking around. But
I've caught him on audio on my phone saying hi human.
mm-hmm. But I've actually put him in a crystal cage, and he was not too happy about that.
Yeah.
In the corner of my bedroom in the basement.
So, keeping with this family thing, if you guys don't mind me getting a little personal, where did you two meet, and how did the paranormal get into the relationship?
Oh, you must
Where did
think
we
we're-
meet?
You must think we're like young or something. We met at a bar.
We met at a bar, and I was actually engaged to be married to someone else.
Uh-oh.
No,
No, I'm joking.
no, we actually just had mutual friends. That's it. We had mutual friends. I went to high school with a guy that he was really good friends with, and then he came to the bar with him, and that's how we met. And then we became like the best of friends. It was like really weird. I've always gravitated towards men more than women, like for friends. I don't have a lot of girl friends. I don't get along with a lot. A lot of them are just like, a lot of them are just bitches. Like I don't wear makeup. I don't do my hair. I'm not a girly girl. Put me in the mud or put a fishing pole in my hand, and that's what I want to
Girls'
do.
clothes, though. You're
I don't like drama. So I mean, that's I'm not a drama person. Nope, I'm out, done. So I don't get along with a lot of girls. So I always gravitated towards men. So yeah, we became really good friends. We hung out all the time. Engaged to be married, right, to someone else. Him and I broke up, and then after we started dating, and then people were like, "Why didn't this happen years ago?" And we're like, "What?" They're like, "We saw it." I'm like, "So what?" Like, we didn't see it. So we would finish each other's sentences and the way we were with each other. And we honestly did not see it at all. So, yeah. And then we just started dating, and then I got knocked up. And
the rest is history. Then the ghost came.
And that's it, right?
And then we've been together for 21 years.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, you guys.
And, he moved into my house and, our house now. But this is my childhood home. And it's always had activity. Even when I was a child, it actually had activity in it. I actually had a friend who was Native American that came and spent the night in the house, which is now Ron's bedroom. He came and spent the night. He had nowhere to stay. My parents were like, "Oh, Bubba, come on over, spend the night." And so he spent the night in that room, and he's like, he got up in the morning and I won't swear, I'll be good. He's like, "Leslie, what the did you put me in?" He's like, "I did not sleep. There is something in there. It's not cool." And I'm like, told you something's in there. Something's not right. And he ended up cleansing it for me. He burned some sage and sweetgrass, and he actually went through and cleansed it. And so it kind of brought the activity down. That negativity left, but there was always activity in the house. That was never unusual. Even as like a small child, like there was always activity in the house. Just never thought about it. You just kind of go, "Yep, whatever." Like I just never. Yep. And then when he moved in, there was always little things until like when we told before the stories about the bed shaking. And that's when it really started to get worse. And that went on for a few years, minor little things that'd be like, "Hey, did you see that kind of move?" And no one was around it. I know our foundation is off, but for that ball to roll really fast across the house with no one around it.
And uphill.
Up the wrong way.
The house has a little bit of a slant this way, going towards that door. It was coming back this way.
Yeah, so it was right. So things always kind of happened, but we always just went, "Yeah, whatever." I'm like, "It's George." We just make up random names and stuff, right? I'm like, whatever. Yeah. But it was never threatening or anything like that. So we always kind of had that interest in it. Graveyards, but I just like reading the stones. Like that's one of my favorite things. And I find it my peaceful place when I really need to decompress, which we need to do a graveyard run because I need to decompress with all this shit happening in the world. Just to go and to relax. And he enjoyed it too. So it really worked out well. I take a lot
of pictures. So
he takes pictures, and I just like to read the stones and go row by row. And that was it. But it was just because he moved into this house.
That is really cool. That, it's amazing how it just intertwines all together, isn't it? Yeah. And speaking of cemeteries, we're going to go on a little tangent here. Have you guys seen Monty Python?
No.
Yeah.
He would. I know.
Okay. Quest for the Holy Grail then?
Yeah. I just forgot my coconuts.
Oh, so you can't go on your quest.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a question. Can we answer that first before we go on a tangent?
Which one? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, sorry, Christy.
Can we answer that one first?
Bring it up. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry. I always hope the paranormal will stop in our home, but it's never going to. It's one thing. Our house is an open book. Like I would love to say, no matter how many times I put a bubble around it, it still gets through because of our oldest child being able to communicate. If I use the M word, he's going to freak. So we'll just say he can communicate with spirit, and he brings them home. Unfortunately, he tries to keep himself blocked off, but he's a kid. So he still comes through. They even come through with me because they can, I can hear them at times and they're welcoming as long as they're nice. If they are a nice spirit, you are more than welcome to come in here and live with us. And the ones that are in here are nice. They choose when they want to come and talk and when they don't, but I do make boundaries. That's my big thing is rules. No bathroom. They don't need to see us take a shit. Sorry. No bathroom.
You're right.
I swore, but it's only the S word.
He's worse than I am.
We can edit that out in post. Don't have live video.
And no bedrooms. You don't need to see me go to sleep. You don't need to see me get changed. And those are my rules. And I tell my clients that as well. Set boundaries of what rooms they're allowed in, and they're not allowed in those rooms. If they want attention and they want to communicate, then they just need to tell me, give me a sign, and then I will talk to them. I will talk to them once in a while. Don't talk to them often because honestly, they don't need it. If you want to be here, then you're here, but you're not going to interfere in my daily life.
Or my wife turns the big salt lamp on and they all sit in my room because, well, they have nowhere else to go.
Because they're not allowed in my room. They're not allowed in Riley's room or the bathroom. And it covers the whole end of the house. And Ron doesn't have his boundaries set up very well. So they all go in. So I'll have the salt lamp on.
My door starts shaking at night.
I'll be doing laundry. So I'll open his door. And he has like a memory foam kind of mattress. And I actually see the indentation getting off the mattress. And I'm like, oh, crap, I'm sorry. And I go out and I turn the salt lamp off. And then it's almost like a relief. I can feel them going, okay, thank you. And then they come out. You feel them move past to come out. So, but no, Christy, they will always be with us as long as we can all get along. We have a cohabitation agreement. Wow. I'm okay with spirits being in the house as long as they're nice. So
we've got a couple here ourselves, a couple of relatives of hers, and
one of them I don't really know very well.
Yeah, but I mean they really don't
He's only here
mess around too much with us.
I wouldn't say that. My dad's dad fucks with you a lot.
Yeah, I said too much.
Well, he don't like guys.
Yeah. But no, we were going back to the
cemeteries.
The cemetery stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's actually where we met. We met in the cemetery. And it was funny because she was a part of another paranormal team that group that a buddy, mutual friend, old friend of ours was on. And the reason why I asked you about Monty Python is she calls me Newt. And if you remember, exactly. Well, when we were out at the cemetery, I was like I've said it before, I don't investigate with my team. I just let them do their own thing and let them investigate and get practice. I was sitting next to one of the headstones, just relaxing, listening to everybody talk and whatever. She was with a group, came up right behind, and they started talking about religion and everything like that. And somebody, I forget who it was, said that she was a witch. And one of the guys, Jared, okay, so he said that she was a witch. And one of my guys said, well, how do you know she's a witch? I popped up and I went, she turned me into a newt. And one of my guys caught on and goes, a newt? I go, I got better. And I dropped down below just real slowly. So that's where I got my nickname, Newt. But when we first met, she was with somebody, and I won't sugarcoat it. I kind of stole her, but in a nice way. It wasn't nasty or anything. Let's just say we helped each other.
He was a big mama's boy, like big,
Not me.
big mama's boy.
And then she made the mistake of feeding me, and that was the end of it. She fed me once, and it was let's see.
All right, guys.
And showed me my cat.
Yeah, I saw her cat, and I was like, "Ooh, kitty."
Okay.
Let's see. Doug and I gravitate towards cemeteries as well. We always seem to find a place to live. Excuse me. and 10 chances to 1 there's a graveyard within walking distance. We had our wedding photos in a graveyard. There's an idea.
I love graveyards. They're just so serene. They're quiet. It's just so peaceful. I thoroughly enjoy walking them, and thank God he does. I've been doing it since I was a kid. My dad's a big family history, and he's done so much dating back so many years. It's crazy. Right to it's past the 1700s, I think now. It's just insane. So we spent a lot of time in graveyards trying to find our ancestors. So we'd go in Burlington, there's Holy Sepulchre, and we would go row by row, trying to find all the Russells is my maiden name. And we would try to find them and the Clappins and stuff. So we would go through. So I spent a lot of time in graveyards, and I'm very comfortable in them. I've always found them just calming. Whenever I'm stressed, I can just sit in a graveyard, and I love it. And what I like to do too is walk the stones, the rows by rows. And then sometimes a stone will just call to you and be like, hey, stop. And I stop and I read their name. And I try to read as much, if I can, as much as the stone as possible, but at least read their name and acknowledge them. Because some of these stones that I stop at are from the 1800s. When's the last time their name was read aloud? That their name was said aloud. So I always just kind of like to do that with some of the old ones. And he does the same thing now. He walks around and I will read, different stones and stuff. So.
But if it's a little darker, I can actually read the unwritten one. I use it's almost like a full spectrum light I made.
Okay, yeah.
Angle it right.
But it does like a purple hue to it and more of
kind of like a black light.
It almost in a way, but it projects more. If I run it down the top of it, I can actually read.
You can read the full thing, but you got to be
That's really cool.
Like before dark. But it's really neat because you can actually read the full stone instead of doing the etchings, which the etchings are good, but charcoal and that's so dirty. I hate to get my hands dirty.
I kind of used to do the same thing. Whenever I was in a cemetery, if I kind of I know what you're talking about, Leslie, whenever a stone would just call out to you. What I would do in that case is I would just stop, put a recorder down, turn it on, and I would just say, hey, you caught my attention. My name's Matt. What can I do for you tonight? Do you need something? Do you just want to say hi? Do you want to talk? And I would just have a conversation. I spend like 5 minutes.
Leads you to a stone. It's really weird.
Yeah, that was in Salem.
I have pictures of that one.
The Salem Cemetery. There was because like every time we go, I disappear and I go to this set of 4 stones that are children that it just leads me to the stone.
I went to one that was a Freemason stone. The only Freemason stone in the whole place. It's the only one that's not shiny too.
Wait, shiny. You said the magic word.
Shiny.
Right.
It's a shiny stone.
Shiny.
But none of these stones are shiny, and this one they're all pretty. They're all the older.
It's all older, like we went back, and it's not. Yeah, it doesn't have that. You know what? That glaze to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing.
Rough cut granite.
Yeah, rough cut granite. That's it. But yeah, like it was this one stone, and that I just every time, and it's like it calls to me, like I need to go back and see these kids, and it's weird.
I'm gonna say a bad word in a second.
What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna say the word orb.
Fighting words.
And I never show like.
Oh, he wants me to show. I pulled up the picture.
I never. Okay, I caught this because.
Do you remember the one picture I told you about? That we have one picture in all the years we've been investigating with an orb. One.
Yep.
One. Actually, it's 1.5 because the other one's a little dim. Okay. So can I just share the image? Is what I'm hoping.
You think this is like the whole time we've ever done this, and you never want to post anything like that. You never want to put it up there because even myself, I'm not big in the whole orb thing. That's why I kept this picture because it's significant, I guess, in a way.
It was weird because we did do the consecutive, the 3 pictures. I only saved 2 of them here, but we did take actually multiple pictures afterwards. We've been back there multiple times too as well and tried to recreate it. That night we tried to recreate it and do it over and over and over again. It could not get a glare. Standing in the same place and everything. Like we could not get that same glare.
The thing is it's really weird because if I would have kept it on my video part, because this was just my camera I converted, but I can do video on it too. So if I would have kept it on the video aspect of it would have actually caught this going to where it was supposed to be going. And it was actually went to a certain stone, which I was hanging around before.
You were drawn to the stone.
It was the Freemason stone.
Yeah, he was drawn that way. And he is not, okay, so he has never been like the
I'm not spiritual.
Spiritual. He's not. And not at all. And he's always just been very scientific. He has never felt anything with energies or anything like that. And until it would be almost 3 years ago now because of COVID, right? 15 months, or maybe 2.5, maybe, 2.5 years ago. He came to me and he's like, holy shit. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
No, it's
like, what? And he's like, I know how you feel. He's like, I felt it. And he's like, how did you deal with that? I'm like, well, what you dealt with, ours was 20 times worse than what you felt. But it opened his eyes knowing what we was feeling. And all of a sudden he's just like, his body just went like, aha, and opened up. Right. And he felt everything. And it was kind of nice to go, okay, you understand now what Riley and I go through every time we go into a location before we really learned how to shut ourselves down, which was kind of nice. He's able to feel. And that's why now he wears more jewelry. Like he has this necklace that he wears now and more of a protection now because he can absolutely feel and now drawn to certain stones and drawn to rooms and locations. But I can show you that picture if you wanted to see that picture in Salem.
Yeah, let's do it.
Different Salem, but
well, it's Salem, Ontario. Okay, I'm going to go here because I'll be able to just open it up over here. Did it pop up?
All right, let me add that.
I don't know what picture. I'm just trying to double click it here.
And then that's being brought up. Chrissy says, I'm sorry, but I'm a huge person looking at nature around the stones, like the trees and moss roots. And she doesn't know why, but she just likes to, it speaks to the root of it all.
It's absolutely gorgeous. So here's the first one.
Okay.
So you'll see right there.
In motion.
It was in motion.
I just see the car. I just see your desktop.
What do you? Oh shoot! Is that better?
That I can see that.
Hold on, I had it on the wrong section. That was my bad. See me and technical savvy. Okay, so hold on. Oh, did I? Yeah, we want the first one.
No, we want the second one. You have them mixed up.
Oh, I do. That's
actually, you want the first one. Yeah.
Oh, for the love of peaches!
I don't know how you saved it. You're doing computer work, and I just left you alone.
Oh my gosh! There we go. Okay, so this is the first one.
Okay.
So here it is, obviously right there, and there is no reflection on that stone. So we did go over it just to make sure.
Because I even hit it with a flash, and still nothing.
Oh, we took multiple pictures of this stone trying to recreate it and could not recreate it. But it was moving throughout the photos. I couldn't find the third photo, unfortunately, with everything being all weird on my computer. I couldn't dig it out. So that's the first one, and then it was like it was moving.
And that's where it tucked in behind.
And that's where it tucked in behind the stove. Stone! I am having issues tonight. But when the first photo that should be before that other one, it's over here. So it's over here.
Yeah.
But I can't find the damn thing. Everything's been all moved on me. It started here, and then it moved to there, and then behind the stone.
And
it's funny that the first photo you showed us. I don't know who's all still watching. Scott, if you're still on.
No, wrong one.
I know James isn't, Doug. I know Doug's not. That actually doesn't look like what you would normally see for dust or bugs or stuff like that. If you notice, there's a little bit of a trail
right
on the right hand side of it, but it's not like a wing. It's more like.
Here could be a water droplet or a lens flare. There, also something else.
That's an airplane.
Oh, that's an airplane. Okay. Over here,
a little bit bigger.
Not an orb. Not an orb. Not an orb. Right?
No dust.
Not an orb. Not an orb. Not an orb. Right? Like that is all I can just, especially like this one. People would call that an orb. That is not an orb. That is either a water droplet or it's a bug or it's something. Outside, I can't say that's anything. Right?
It kind of looks like dust to me.
Yes.
That is like the first time I've ever shown this to anybody.
We've never actually showed this because people with orbs and stuff, it's such a, it's and we're one of those people who critique too as well, but we don't openly critique people's work. We talk to ourselves and say, yeah, that's dust. They, pledge doing wonders since when, or it's a bug, or they're outside. Oh, it's water, or because the water droplets can reflect too from the what's the, come on.
I don't know. You're talking so fast, my head.
The not fog, but the dew coming down and whatnot, right? There's so much to it.
The vapor.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Make me look smart, damn it.
You have 3 hours for this video?
But this one was questionable, and we've just never shown it because we don't know. We can't 100% say that's an orb, and all of the pictures that we've taken in successions with it and tried to recreate it, we got up close to the stone trying to reflect. We don't know.
I just thought it was
We don't know, but isn't it cool?
Well, I do appreciate you guys showing this. You guys have seen it here first. Everybody, you've seen
this is the first thing.
But I will say that it is very unique because it's not, like I said, it's not like what you would typically see with these people who claim to have orb activity. Like, actually talking about it, we'll bring it up. The one that's right below me. This was sent by Scott to me. It was part of a video, and a lot of, does it look like dust? Yeah, it probably is. But what gets me with this one is in the video, it has its own flight path. There is a video out there. I don't know if Scott still has it or not. Scott, if you're still watching, do you still have this video from Alohomora? But nobody was around. Nobody was in this gymnasium. And that little guy had its own flight path. It did its own thing. And it was not bug-like. But it doesn't have... and it doesn't have the... what do you call it? The wings, like you would say. It up. What? Ah, there you go. Scott says, "Good catch," and you, and you wouldn't know the energy that gives back to you. Yeah, here we go. Good morning. It's been a long day. So that answers my question. Scott's still watching, but no, that is actually a really good catch. And like I said, it doesn't have the wings. Like the wings are usually a dead giveaway for me. Especially on the sides. If you look below me, it's almost perfectly round, but there is that little bit of flaring on the edges. They're very minute, but could it be a bug? Yeah, but it just is. It's a cool little picture, and I like that. Yours doesn't have that. It almost has like a tail, kind of like you would see as a comet.
Yeah.
I know.
Or a meteorite. Yeah, and that's really cool.
We've always questioned it, but we're assuming, but we can't 100% sure say, right? And that's why we've just never posted it, because the controversy with orbs, we all know how big that is. It's either you're for it or
I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate. I will tear down any picture. Trust me.
And that's why we kind of kept that one to ourselves, and we've just kind of enjoyed it and tried to recreate it every darn time we've gone just to say, okay, it's not, but we can't. We can't do it, but we keep trying, and we're gonna. And if we go back this summer, well, damn well we're gonna stand there again and do it again just to see.
Let's catch up here. Christy, they were talking about Salem, Ontario, right?
Yes, it's Salem and Ontario.
But, however, actually Mackenzie and I went up this past year to Salem, Massachusetts, and I'm telling you, that is a great place, and that would be really fun to walk.
I have heard it's so touristy now. Is that true?
I mean,
I've always wanted to know because I like the history of it. Like I've read the Encyclopedia of Demonology and Witchcraft, and has a lot of the witchcraft trials in there. Actually, it's amazing with the actual flyers they posted, and there was a lot of Salem in there, and it was absolutely fascinating reading this book. But I've always wanted to go to Salem in Massachusetts, but the problem is it touristy? I don't like touristy.
Thank you, Scott.
Like history.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like completely touristy, but it definitely has some of that feel.
It's probably better when it's not like the middle of October.
Yeah, as long as you're not going during like October, where you would expect.
That's
it
when
might
our
not be
wedding
too bad.
anniversary is.
It may not be too bad.
Yep.
But let me see if I can get my screen going here. Scott sent me something. Let's see. Videos. Nope. Okay. Well, then I'm going to do it the way I know how to do this. So bear with me 1 second, everybody, while we do this. We're going to watch a video that Scott gave me to play if I can get it. All right. Can I get that full screen? I kind of can. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm learning too. Here we go. Screen share. Here we go. All right. Everybody can see my screen. Isn't it nice? So we're going to open this.
What's that say? Pornhub.
We don't talk about that. And if this isn't the right one, Scott did it. Oh, there goes one.
Up to the top.
I don't know if did you guys catch that on the top?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
Now, see, now this one kind of has like right here. You can kind of see a wing, but I don't know. It's one of those. It's so hard. It's so hard to find a true orb.
And so another controversial thing. How do we feel about the phone apps?
Before we
There's the answer to
If
that.
you guys are going to
Before we answer that, Jared, I see you down there, buddy. How you doing tonight?
Stop it, Ronald.
See, here's the thing. Everybody
Phones
asks me
aren't
about this.
designed for paranormal investigation. They're designed to make phone calls.
That too.
I can
Now,
tell you what's in a cell phone.
Before I really get into it, these are a great tool to use. They are.
I can make people hurt with
Okay,
this.
so they're great for you can do the videos, you can do the recordings, but I'm talking
Yep.
not that. Well,
I know.
no, you've had experiences, but anyway, the apps, the ghost. Well, I don't even know what they're called. The ghost radar. That was one
I
downloaded.
know exactly the ones you're talking about, but
I know someone who actually uses this on an investigation, and he like tracks the freaking ghost. I what the hell? Oh, the ghost name is Bob,
right.
and he's over there in the corner. I'm like, you're an idiot.
Yeah, Scott did remind me that there was actually no bugs or dust. I put them together the whole night, and that was the only video.
That was a great thing flying across.
That is really cool, and he's absolutely right. We were in a pretty tight building, and it was very clean. So there wasn't very much besides that video, and then the one below me. But here's the thing: I've done some research on these apps. The EMF, it is a great tool for magnetic field, not the electromagnetic field, just the magnetic field. You put them right next to a regular magnet, and watch how high they spike.
Okay.
They're different.
They don't help. I mean, they basically a metal detector, a pocket metal detector is what you're looking at.
Ghost radar.
That one that. If anybody uses, I'm going to say this right now. If anybody uses the ghost radar in a serious investigation, stop. Seriously, just stop. You're better off using the ghost camera. You guys know what I'm talking about. You hold the camera up and the ghost pops up.
Oh, look, it's a phantom.
No, I've actually never seen.
Oh,
I
it's
avoid.
funny.
Oh, these things are.
For your entertainment. That's what it says right now. And man,
But there is a lot of people that actually use these apps for investigate and swear by them.
Show me evidence. That's all I have to say. I challenge. That's a challenge. Here, I'll say it live on video. If you use these apps and you get serious evidence, send it to me.
Yeah.
Seriously, and I'll crack it.
Yeah.
Like I did with the phone, the whole phone, when someone put their iPhone, put down to record. They hit something totally different, made it sound demonic, but they also hit slow-mo and it sounded like dead whales. recreated it, and then that's what happened. They put it down
upside down, and they hit slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they captured was the slow motion sound of slow motion of everybody's noises. So it sounded like just hell, right? It's like, what the hell is this shit? I was like, hair standing back. I'm like, there's got to be more to this.
I listened, and it was just like, what the hell?
I
It was
listened
creepy.
to wave files of whales. I was listening to all sorts of things because I was trying to debunk this like crazy. And I was like, wait a second. And I did the same thing. I was like, that sounds like slow motion. So I slowed it down. And it's like, that's exactly what
So
it
you
is.
just got to pay attention what you're doing when you are using your phone, so you don't hit the slow-mo or anything like that.
Yeah.
Right? That's where you got to really pay attention.
That one was funny because it was
but
like
yeah.
chanting.
Stay
I'm
away
like, what
from the
hell?
apps. If you have to purchase them, they're a waste of money. It's not.
Read
Buy
through
yourself
them.
a recorder. You know, even if you want something good, better than your phone to record, like buy just a recorder, a camcorder.
Yep.
Is that a spider?
Where?
I don't see it.
Right there
No, it's not.
Over here.
No, it's on our wall.
on our wall.
Oh.
Sorry, no,
I
I
don't
just,
see
if
one.
it crawls, I'm
looking.
I hate spiders.
That eats spiders.
It's a centipede. I don't like it. Kill it.
Oh.
Get the flamethrower.
Kill it.
It's not even a big one.
No, it grows into a big one. I don't like bugs.
Then they eat bigger spiders.
I need just the flamethrower. There's a part in my house that I won't run through because of the spiders. It's a door from our basement to the outside, and it's like 4 feet. Won't go through it. Haven't been through it. Won't. Doesn't matter. The poor bell guy had to come and put our line up, and I'm like, you got to go through here. And he's like, oh, I'm like, oh, I won't open that door for you. You have to do it because I ain't going through there. I was like, nope.
Just walk through with a flamethrower. You'll be all right.
No, sorry. Okay, sidetracked by bugs.
Oh, no, by all means. Actually, I'm surprised at the lack of tangents we've had tonight. Usually I'm notorious for them.
Oh.
Let's see. We have a couple here.
I'm trying to keep the tangent down to a level.
And that's why I brought up Axe, because I wanted him to go off.
That's all part of my show, tangents.
You were setting me up.
I was setting you up.
Scott, I believe Scott's talking about the apps.
Oh, yeah. No
he said
faith
he
in
wouldn't
them?
put much faith in them.
No.
Our phones don't. And then he says does have a ton of sensors.
Doesn't have the right parts to it to read
Yeah.
anything. Waste
I mean-
of money, people. Don't even waste it. If you have to buy it, it's not worth it.
And also read the description. Read
Just
the
don't
description.
buy
You
them.
can tell.
Don't
Yeah.
buy them.
Yeah.
Terrible.
But anyway, so we, believe it or not, have been on for an hour and 42 minutes.
Are you counting down to doomsday or something?
No. I just like to look. Wait, it's over there. I just like to look every once in a while. But no, that's really cool. So everything tonight has been just phenomenal to me. And you guys are very unique. You're a very unique paranormal team. And you guys definitely have my respect. I know I've actually heard certain investigators say they started the team up to get away from their family. They will literally just go away. It's like bowling night. Just
We
bye.
started it to get away from the paranormal investigators.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's
And
you know what better way you trust too. So when you have that trust level, when you go into a location, you are relaxed, it's that trust level. And if they screw up or say something, I can smack them legally.
right?
Upside the head,
You don't have the drama. You don't have the flavor.
There's no drama. No drama.
I was about to say, I'm sure the drama level.
And the flankers of not showing up. Is there another bug? What are you doing?
Let's see what this was.
Oh, I thought there was another bug. Yeah, there's no flakers of, I'm not coming to the investigation. It's at least I know the heads up if a child isn't feeling good or whatnot. But a lot of times, Connor's always number one. He's always there. He's always there. It's Riley. That's my maybe or maybe not. He's my child that he doesn't know what he's doing sometimes, but he's got friends now. He hit the age of like 18 and he was like, right.
Oh yeah,
and
but then now he gets pissed off and we leave him behind.
yeah, he so
How cool and unique is it though that his thought process isn't just to hang out with my parents or go to my friends. It's hang out with my parents and talk to dead people, or go talk to my living friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes back and forth. It all depends on what's going on, but 9 times out of 10 he's with us, and he wants to be with us.
That is really cool.
We're a very tight knit family, and it's weird, but like
I would definitely say in my 14 years of doing this, you guys are a first. I've heard of husband and wives. I've heard of boyfriend, girlfriends, father, sons, mother. I've heard, the part of it, but I've never seen a full family like this. And that is really cool. And you guys have my absolute respect.
We've had people ask us, thank you for that. I do appreciate that's awesome. But we've had people reach out to us and ask us to be on the team. And we're always like, no. Right. And even though it puts so much more work on us, and it's Ron and I, because when it comes to the reviewing, especially when the kids were small, I can't expect them to sit in front of a computer. So it's him and I. He listens to it, I listen to it, and then I review over just like, again, the ones that he listened to, and then I tag. We both tag lines, right? So it put a lot on us. And still now, I can't expect my 16-year-old to sit there in front of a computer and do it
without playing Call of Duty.
Like his attention span is like a gnat. He's not going to sit and do it. And Riley, I can't put that onto him. He, works, full time now too as well. And it's harder for him. He's still a kid. Like, even though he's 19 now, well, he just turned 19 on the 18th, but he's a kid, and I can't expect to put that on him. That's our responsibility. So we did at one point actually consider. At one point we actually did consider, and we were interviewing actually a person who reached out to us, and he was actually a really good fit. And then we just teetered back and forth. We were doing this, and then we kind of hit a bad part because of COVID and stuff like that. And we just kind of hit a bad part, and then we were like, nope, we're not going to even accept anything right now. We're just not going to do it. And I'm glad we did. Great guy. I would have him out on an investigation. I would invite him out to investigate with us, but to have on our team, I'm too much set in our ways with RRLC. Like, it's us.
Well, and the family thing, and for people who are saying the paranormal is not a family event, I have literally 2 guests right here that'll differ, and I also have
kids and grandkids. Absolutely.
And I know for a fact this is true. I've seen some of Scott's videos, and you can hear the kids in the background, and they're asking questions. I've heard it. It
makes it fun too as well. Like, it's something we can do together, and we've always been, as I said, very, very close, and we've always done things as a family unit, always. So, why would this be any different? Really, is what it comes down to. And we love spending time with them.
And that is really, really cool. And it also helps, in my opinion, mature your kids too, because especially when it dealing with clients, like, it puts it in perspective. Like, they have to listen, they have to pay attention.
Okay, well, so we do have a Connor. Okay, and sometimes Connor would just say something stupid or ridiculous. It happened, but he was a kid. And the clients are good when they see the kid, they giggle, they laugh, right? And sometimes he mixes up his words. For the long time, he called, what was the millimeter? What was it? He called it something different.
Millimeter?
The millimeter. That's what he would call it. I'll get the millimeter, right? And we would be like, oh, the millimeter, honey. It's what he would call that, but I still call the equipment by the wrong thing. It's still the thingamabobbers and gibbers and stuff, right? Like, I don't give a rat's ass. Like, if I call it wrong, I call it wrong. But, he was still a kid, and he would make mistakes and say something stupid and that. But, going through the recording, sometimes you'll hear Riley and Connor kind of jibber-jabbering the back, when you go through the recordings. Yeah. And we all know, listening back to the recordings, it's tummy growls, burps, and Riley nervous farts. Like, that's what we hear.
I had a good one, and this one's on myself, so I don't need to worry about backlash from this one. I was doing a TV show. They this crew asked us to come out in San Diego to do this investigation because they were having issues with the set, and it was one of those car modification shows, kind of like a Pit My Ride or whatever. They just bring people's cars in, they trick them out, make it look really fancy. So they brought my team in to check out the set, and they were going to do their own episode on it. We were going to talk and just investigate. We had some people from the cast there. It was a real experience. It was really awesome. Like, I showed up to talk to the producers and whatever. Next thing I know, some random dude has his hand down my shirt like this, hooking me up with a microphone. I'm going, "Hi, I'm Matt. How are you?" It's like, "You gonna take me out to dinner first before you touch me?" But we were all mic'd up on camera doing all this stuff. It was a really quiet night, and if you excuse the pun, it was literally dead. There was no activity, nothing going on. So my team asked me to come to the main office, which was right up front, like the greeting area to this place. And we're sitting there, and those computer chairs, the old ones with the round back to them. I'm over like this, just sitting, relaxing, talking, asking questions, spinning around because I have an attention span of a 3-year-old.
Like Connor.
And all of a sudden, I felt it. And I know, Ron, we've had those nice bubble guts. You just feel it. You get your early warning. I felt it. And I just went, uh-oh. And they're like, "What?" I go, "Nothing." And my team just all stops, and it was dead quiet. I mean, the whole space was empty everywhere but that little section we were in. And I tried holding it in.
Never works.
No. And it was loud. It literally sounded like somebody took a duck and just squeezed it. That's what this thing sounded like. I jumped up, ran into this office, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I poked my head around and went, "Did you guys hear that duck?" And I popped back in, and I started throwing stuff around and moving stuff around. I still can't find it. And I look at the camera guy that was supposed to be watching me, and he's doing one of these numbers, just shaking, laughing, trying not to just burst up in laughter. And my team's like, "Oh, God, he's an idiot." It's like, this is our founder. And I think one of them actually said that. Like, this is the founder. This is the one that's leading us. So I go running to the back, and I'm just going, "Here, ducky, ducky, ducky," just yelling and screaming, trying to, get everyone's mind off the investigation. And we actually caught some good evidence after that. But
well, we always have Connor and Riley farting on both.
Wristwatch. I forgot to turn it off and then taking a leak.
Oh my gosh, reviewing Ron's evidence is just lovely because he never turns off his damn wristwatch so that I hear tinkle, tinkle, tinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I do this.
Well, apparently Scott says next time he's on the show, ask me about how we left Guernsey with grandkids as it got bad. Okay. Scott, you should know me by now. Don't tell me these things because I'm going to forget in like 10 minutes. The attention span of a 3-year-old and a memory of a goldfish. And Casey, you're fine. Casey's one of my loyal listeners and really good friends. But it's all right, Casey. Luckily, all this will be recorded. So, all right, we're approaching the 2-hour mark, guys.
Goodness. Now,
I still haven't eaten yet, so I think this is a great stopping point. So thank you guys so much. Let me get your background up again.
Yeah.
If you guys missed, Casey, missed the video, this is Ron and Leslie from RRLC. And if you're wondering what that stands for, literally their initials. That's
Ron, Riley, Leslie, Connor.
Them and their kids. Great group, great team, great people. You guys have been awesome. I was so happy you guys agreed to come back after chaos.
All right, if you want us again, we'll do it again. It's not a problem.
What do you think, folks? Should we do? Well, technically, I guess it would be a part 3, wouldn't it? Because this would be the 3rd time you'd be on the show.
Well, it would, but before it was in a group. This is one-on-one, so really would only be part 2.
You know what? We're getting used to this now.
I am uncomfortable. I'm not nervous. See that?
Work my magic. That's how it rolls. That's how we do things here. But I gotta say, you guys, I can't say it enough. You guys, not just you two, but all my Canadian family up there, you guys have been absolutely phenomenal. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I really hope maybe you guys can all get together and take a little field trip down this way.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as we're allowed to, it will be, obviously not this year. There's no way, but see, what next year comes or whatnot. Like let's see what happens. And
be careful. We might be knocking at your door.
Yeah, I could be pitching a tent in your backyard.
Hey, that's fine. I got actually 2 tents, so you guys can still
we're fly by night kind of thing. It'd be like, hey, we're coming.
Yeah, Casey said it right. Right there. I don't even need to read that. That's true. She knows me. But no, you guys have been absolutely phenomenal, and thank you guys so much for joining me. Maybe one of these times we can get the whole family in. Just for a BS.
Well, Riley's hard because he works, unfortunately. So on Friday nights, he still works the Friday nights. But yeah, Connor absolutely can join next time too as well. The odds are you won't get Riley on here anyway because he's just not comfortable anymore. But he did do a television show. If anybody wants to check it out on Travel Channel. My Paranormal Nightmare. He is season 1, episode 3, Lost Souls. He's the last segment in 15 minutes is what he is. It was on YouTube, but then I got hauled down for some strange reason. All the rest of the episodes are there. So the highest
view rate,
and it did. And they took it down. So we don't know why, but he did do, and that explains the story of what we talked about earlier, but they put it together, obviously, in 15 minutes. They had to make it short. So it missed a lot of it in it, but it does give a kind of a little rundown. Most terrifying thing I ever done, and I think it kind of shows.
Well, Leslie, you did phenomenal. Ron, you were awesome as well.
Yeah, he talked so much, didn't he?
I know, he was so chatty.
I told you right from the get-go when I was on that first text thing, I said, I'm not
Nah.
I have like social anxiety, stuff like that.
I'm the person that deals with.
Ron, you did great, man. You did great. I'm glad to have you both
on a tangent. I'll never stop.
But thank you for having us. We have had a blast on both shows that we've done. Yeah. This is great.
Anytime.
So happy to have your friendship.
And we get to connect to different people too. So it's really great to meet new people.
Yeah, and see, this is like I said in my video with Doug, para-unity really is a goal of mine. We're all trying to figure out the same thing. We all should be able to work together. And there's no reason for us to all try to butt heads or that the territory war or any of that stuff. Like, we're here to help each other out.
Check your egos.
That's exactly right.
Check your egos.
And honestly,
I don't always play well with others.
Yeah.
I take my ball and go home. Like, I am that person because I'm very outspoken. And I don't mean to be. It's just I've been very well behaved here because I'm trying not to swear too. So I've been very well behaved, but I am a very outspoken person, and things just go break out my mouth like verbal diarrhea is what I got. And I don't mean to, but that's what happens. So I get in trouble sometimes because of that, and it can seem abrasive sometimes, but I don't mean it that way, right?
You were absolutely fine, Leslie. Actually, like I said, both of you guys have been an absolute pleasure, and as far as the cussing is concerned, don't worry about it because I'm military. I don't fucking care.
Oh, I know, but on a show, I try to behave.
Oh, I know. No, there's no behaving. Right, Scott?
I'm very proud of her.
No, she did.
No, I shot.
You both did a great job. It was such a pleasure having you guys on. Again, thank you for saving some time set aside for me.
Absolutely. Anytime you need.
And right back at you guys. If you guys decide to start your own little show.
Yep, not happening. No.
Well, I won't spoil the surprise too much, but I think I'm twisting Doug's arm just enough to get him to start his own.
Yeah, you won't twist ours because Ron would have to do all the talking because I won't be a part of it. So then he won't do it. So we're all good.
Oh, it'll just turn into a big hate thing.
Yeah.
We already have one of those channels, but I'm not saying where it is.
I'll find it. No,
I can find where you live.
I'll show you on maps. We have screen sharing now.
We could be up at your door knocking one day then.
No,
Wait a
that's
second.
fine.
Where's
Whether
that
I'm home or
program?
not, that's the other question. Casey says, "What if we all investigate live together?" Yeah, Casey, they actually live in Canada, so we might have to plan something out. But I'm sure once they head down this way, we can all do something.
Mhm.
And Scott agrees with me. There's no behaving.
I know.
You watch any video with me and
But I'm
Scott.
just trying to be a polite, little bit ladylike and not swearing like a sailor like I normally do. So just trying to behave a little bit.
Yeah, I don't really care. But
Don't forget and stop and visit me. Oh gosh, where?
Warren, Pennsylvania. He works at the bus station right in the middle.
If it's on the way.
Okay. This is,
I have no sense of direction, and I don't know where you're at either. So
Here's Pennsylvania, right?
okay.
Scott's up in here. I'm over here.
Oh, wait, Pennsylvania ain't that far from here, though.
Yeah, actually, you might be closer.
Pennsylvania, New York, ain't I?
New York's above me.
I have no sense
Hey,
of
so
direction.
it's
I
closer
really
than New
shouldn't be
York.
saying anything. He's closer than New York? Oh, yeah,
Yes.
I've been to New York, but I'm saying Pennsylvania, New York. Isn't there Pennsylvania, New York?
I don't know. They have an
Pennsylvania,
Ontario
right
down
over?
there too, but
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, wait. Have you been to New York City?
I have, yes.
I'm closer to New York City than what Scott is.
Beautiful city. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'm south. I'm almost straight south.
Okay, so I was only there for one day though, because I was with actually his stepmom taking a trip that was supposed to be with his dad, but he passed away before they could take it. Oh, Niagara Falls, about 2 hours away. You are where I think you are then. Oh, that's not far. We could jump in the car and just come visit you when
He's
the
over by
borders
Lake
are
Erie.
open.
He's over
That's
by Lake
super
Erie.
Simple. No Pennsylvania, New York. Oh, shut up. I have no correction. But yeah, so I ended up doing this trip with her to Atlantic City in place of his dad. And my deal is if we were there, I'm not a casino person. She's a gambler. I'm not. So we were there for almost a week, except one day. And I'm like, we need to go to New York. So we actually took the bus into New York, and went into Lower Manhattan and everything. I have a friend that lives there, and he took us up to his, huge apartment. Oh my gosh, rooftop.
Oh geez.
It was a very expensive building, but it was gorgeous. But I haven't seen him. He used to be my neighbor, and I haven't seen him in years. So, but yeah.
But yeah, Casey said there's a Rough and Ready, Pennsylvania. She's not wrong. There's also what is it? A Mianus, an Intercourse.
Intercourse.
There's a bunch of them.
There's what is it? Dildo, Ontario.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's amazing how you just like these names. How do they come up with them, and how does it come through? Like, how's that? Oh yeah, that sounds good. Let's call it that.
Well, see how fly night we are. We actually just picked up one day and drove to Missouri to go pick up a dog.
Yeah, we did. Why not?
Well,
I bought a dog, and we went, hey, we're just gonna go pick it up. We're coming. She's like, okay. Off we went.
I drove the one day from where I'm at, 14 hours to St. Louis. Same day. I went to worked 10 hours, and then just drove to St. Louis to meet up with my paranormal team from San Diego.
Wow. I heard of Jamestown, New York. I don't think so. I have no idea with places, and I'm like the worst. If you ask me which way things are here, from me, I'll point in the wrong directions. Like Port Dover's that way.
Here,
Probably isn't.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's south.
Oh, am I right? Okay, I'm rarely right. No, I'm not right. I have no sense of direction or remember towns or cities. This is why I don't drive.
I can't get
All right, hold on. Here we go. So let me get back onto here. Well, I'll even show you. we'll get a really.
I've been to Pennsylvania before, though, with my mom's friend. We went on a bus trip, or not a bus trip, a shopping trip. I was actually in Pennsylvania.
Well, you have to deal with this, but you can see the outline of Pennsylvania, obviously. Little dotted lines.
I see pencil. Okay, yes, I see it.
So Scott's area is up in this section.
Yeah, but it's only 2 hours from Niagara Falls.
Hey,
That's nothing.
I could take the boat across and hit right there.
Okay, so
And then me, if you see where all these little blurbs are, that's where I'm at.
so you're before. Okay.
So I'm right in the middle.
I see New York, and I see. So yeah, you're not even that far in.
Yep, I'm like right in the middle, almost in the middle of the state.
Yeah. No,
A little
that's
more
not
east,
true.
but
But,
yep.
but yeah, Scott's is nice and close. Up. We would totally drop in on you. We're those kind of people too that would do it. That's the sad thing is we'd be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Hey, you guys are always welcome in my neck of the woods. Always.
Thank you.
You guys are welcome.
Too, like you're more than welcome to come up here. It's just unfortunate we don't have as many places, but
I can take you on a couple through here. But I'm really close to Gettysburg. I'm only like maybe an hour and a half away.
yeah, see, that's not terrible. I would want to go there. I've just heard a lot about it and whatnot. So
It's a
totally
lot
there.
of fun.
They have a big thing there and down there.
See, I would do Fort George.
Oh, they've got a lot.
I would do Fort George, rent out Fort George.
Yeah.
And have the whole place to ourselves and go investigate there.
I would rent a place if you guys came down here.
Yeah. There's not that much around here to do, but Fort George is one of the most affordable places to go to rent.
Don't gouge the crap out of you.
Yes. And it's active. It is legitimately active, right? So.
And there's also, if you keep going further south, there's Eastern State Penitentiary.
Yep.
Harrisburg's pretty haunted, the capital. Philadelphia, there's a bunch of different historical sites down there. Independence Hall, a bunch of them. So I mean, we can. That's maybe what we should do, Scott. I know you're still on. We should take like a week vacation and just do a haunted PA. Go to different spots all around Pennsylvania and just investigate. That'd make for a good show, guys. What do you think?
Freaking awesome! All of us going around to different places.
I like that idea.
Can you imagine you two? Like, I mean, come on, like podcasting that and like
we rent an RV, a big RV, and just put a sign on the side of it that says haunted PA.
that would be awesome.
I like it.
Go all the way through.
I like it.
I think that's totally life goals.
Absolutely.
I'm still getting RVs. It's on the boat.
And we would all totally get along too as well. Like I can totally see it. Nope, I don't like drama, don't like bitching. I could tell you all off and you would still love me the next day. So I love it.
Or another little thing of mine I've been wanting to do is a haunted US. Just jump on Interstate 80, which runs from over this way all the way into San Francisco, Northern California, and then take Route 66 back, and every haunted location on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big loop in the state.
Yeah.
You can follow right around.
That would be.
Yeah, but that's a little long.
That'd still be a lot of fun.
It would. Not for us, because our dollar into your dollar, it costs us more money. So it costs us a lot. So
all right. Well, someone fell asleep. So, but I'm going to let you guys go for this evening. We've hit the 2-hour mark, so we've hit our quota for the night.
I thought we were trying to beat the 3.
Well, maybe not tonight.
That's okay.
Maybe if Scott showed up with some cupcakes, maybe I could have some more motivation. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been a lot of fun. And you know what? I've decided we'll do a part 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
So thank you guys. It was really great having you guys on. A lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves.
Yep.
So we will talk to you guys later.
Absolutely.
Have a great night.
Yes. Bye.
All right, guys, that was Ron and Leslie from RRLC. More Canadian neighbors. A lot of fun. Love these guys. These guys have been absolutely phenomenal. I really appreciate everybody who's still watching me. I'm surprised you guys are still here. This is just cool. But don't forget, next week, Doug from Paratime is going to be coming back. We're going to have a part 2 of our own. And then we have a lot of special guests, a lot of fun, a lot of things coming up, including a live investigation. You heard me right. I will be doing a live investigation sometime very soon. So stay by your phones, stay by your computers, like, subscribe, follow me, and all that good stuff so you don't miss it, because I'm going to one of my favorite locations to investigate, and we're going to have some fun. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys had a great time. And again, like, share, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys all next Friday night with Doug from Paratime. So you guys have yourselves a great rest of your week. Have a good weekend. And as always, folks, happy hauntings. I hit my mic.